Well, now, I don't mean to be dipping into y'all's business, but I've been listening to you dudes talk about women, and I want to run down a little something to you.
Man, there ain't nothing like a black woman. Nothing I wouldn't do for that woman. Always real, always got half on it. By my side for the good, then the bad moments. Man, there ain't nothing like a black woman. Nothing I wouldn't do for that woman. Always real, always got half on it. By my side for the good, then the bad moments. God is good all the time. I can't ignore the times when you was for sure on pride. All our glory shine before the mind. Staring at the universe, we would explore your minds. When our love ain't have a borderline, together we form divine. Rule side by side. You was the architect, I was the builder. Left examples for our children and trampled all the villains to the foundation, to the mansions with no ceilings. Always here, even when it rains. So loving you's my pleasure, even when it's pain. Show me that I'm worthy, even in the change. I haven't walked this path perfectly, but you stay through the worst in me, nurture me. Never hurt me personally, the first university. No matter the latitude, came into the avenue. We never made average moves. That's why I never disappeared, cause you're magic too. Man, there ain't nothing like a black woman. Nothing I wouldn't do for that woman. Always real, always got half on it. By my side for the good, then the bad moments. Man, there ain't nothing like a black woman. Nothing I wouldn't do for that woman. Always real, always got half on it. By my side for the good, then the bad moments. Man, there ain't nothing like a black woman. Nothing I wouldn't do for that woman. Always real, always got half on it. By my side for the good, then the bad moments. Man, there ain't nothing like a black woman. Nothing I wouldn't do for that woman. Always real, always got half on it. By my side for the good, then the bad moments.
Do what? Revolution. Holy hell, getting a little out of my league. Is that what you're gonna say when the revolution comes? When it's time to pick up a gun? What you know about weapons? I'm qualified to handle a 45, an M16 rifle, 38 caliber pistol, and a Russian AK-47.
She said she never heard a shotgun bang close range. Never ever. The adrenaline that rushed through her veins got her feeling like a Sodom when she shot it. Now our guns seen together, revolutionary opera. Low choppers got her working on a group and making sure that they ain't proper. Certified headshotter. No ammo was wasted. Got her throat picked out like she's Angela Davis. Pistol waving, swear my queen is amazing. Exquisite flavor. I just wanna taste the conversation. We say said she love my vibrations coming out the radio. Takes it to another level, get her high on self-empowerment. Embrace the natural beauty, now she really feels what power is. Black fists held high up in the sky. Yeah, we some black guys, the white devil is alive. She's my melanated masterpiece, a beauty so divine. Strongest pieces on the board, be the queen is by my side. So let's ride, windows tinted, guess who win it, looking vintage. Locks draping my shoulder, living my vision. Manufacturing black economics till we independent. She's my Betty Shabazz, let's make a difference. Coretta with a Beretta, Harriet in my chariot. The bond that we building is stronger than any marriage. Because I know you got my back through whatever shit. She's strong, black, and beautifully intelligent. A masterpiece.
Time to do what? Revolution. Holy hell, sis. Getting a little out of my league. Is that what you're gonna say when the revolution comes? When it's time to pick up a gun? What you know about weapons? I'm qualified to handle a 45, an M16 rifle, 38 caliber pistol, and the Russian AK.
She used to ask me like, what's the extra water for? A curious mind, so yes, I taught her more. Practice preparation, baby, look, we gotta stay ready, yo. So we don't have to get ready. Tune in the radio, frequency, she speak to me. Keep me balanced, equal ratio. She shine like the moonlight, and even in the day she glows. Black rose, she arose to the throne. The queen for this king, I propose. Black love, yeah, solid like gold. Give you pure black power, revolutionary flows. And she knows that I'm focused on our people till my vocal cords no longer produce notes. I give you nothing but these quotes. Inspiration for the adolescents, young gods in my presence. They feel your melanin, you smell the essence. I feel the tension in the air, you can't neglect it. All I see is power when I stare at my reflection. As long as you make the effort, it's all about progression. Learn a lesson. This medicine I wrote, I'm stopping stressing. Our connection is a universal bond of perfection. Check it, moving all across the board, regardless of complexion. Yeah.
Time to do what? Revolution. Holy hell, sis. Getting a little out of my league. Is that what you're gonna say when the revolution comes? When it's time to pick up a gun? What you know about weapons? I'm qualified to handle a 45, an M16 rifle.
Knowledge bomb. What's the science, baby?
Peace of Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of Knowledge Born with the Science, baby. After midnight edition. A little after midnight. Closer to 1 than it is midnight, but it's all good. You can subscribe to the show here from wherever you're listening to or will listen to. www.youtube.com/Do the Knowledge Radio. That's DOTHAKNOWLEDGERADIO. Check us out at our e-commerce site, hub site, www.doknowledgeradio.com for all show-related information and also our merchandise. www.doknowledgeradio.com. If you're looking to be a guest on the show, we have paid slots available, or you want to host your own series on the platform. We have rates available for that as well. You can email me at doknowledgeradio@gmail.com. You can follow the show on Twitter, wherever it is, Twitter, I don't know. And Knowledge Born 15 on Twitter. At Knowledge Born 15 on Twitter and on Instagram. At Knowledge Born Live 357 on Instagram. Again, at Knowledge Born Live 357 on Instagram. If you're looking to make a donation to the show, you can do so. If you're on our YouTube channel via the super chat or not, you can do so. Hashtag $, Knowledge One Live, or PayPal.me / through Knowledge Radio. So let's go. For the real reason why y'all here, because y'all don't come here after midnight to hear from me. Y'all come here for the reason for the season, and I'm interested in seeing what her name is today. Okay, but we know her as the warrior soul sister Sass, and this AKA. Let me see what this AKA is. AKA threefold chord, AKA Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Cannot be heard.
Shalom, shalom. Yes, you can be heard. Please.
Toda. Um, say it again. Did you say anything? Say it again.
Nothing.
Oh,
What's good?
nothing much. I said, how are you?
Good.
Good. Very good.
If I was any better, all of our enemies would be dead. That's my phrase forever now.
Oh,
Threefold
glory,
chord, huh?
glory be to
Interesting.
God. Yeah.
Hey, a twofold chord is strong, but a threefold chord is not easily broken. I
That's
heard
right.
that somewhere.
That's right.
I heard that somewhere before. Okay.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's
One of them
right.
Gibelamites taught me that.
Mm-hmm. The hint is in the shalom, so that's where it came from. So there you
Uh-huh.
go. Mm. That's wisdom right there.
Yeah.
So watch how you deal with me. Just saying. Just saying. I'm at peace. So I'm
You at
good.
peace?
Yep. I
That's what I'm
let me
talking
tell you
about.
something. I work hard to be at peace.
That's it.
It's not an easy thing to attain, you know.
Did you labor out there in the vineyard? You was out there laboring in the vineyard?
Yes, I was laboring.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. In the urban garden, yes. I've been
Let me show
slacking,
this real quick.
but you know.
Can you see that?
Um, let me see. That's a record with a man on the cover, and I can't make it out because of the glare.
The Galea.
The
What about
glare.
that?
Um, yeah, but mm,
What
yeah, I
about
see
that?
perfect. I see perfectly, but um, tip of my tongue.
I just want.
You know what
I
I'm
just want
saying?
to. I just want to show that.
Okay.
That's what. That's what Fred Hampton Senior looks like. Peace
There
be
you
upon
go.
him.
Damage. Anyway,
Not that
I'm trying to
monkey in the
do
beret.
better.
Not that monkey in the beret. I'm gonna just
Mm,
say it like that.
uh
Fuck who
oh.
get offended about it.
Uh
Let
oh.
me show it one more time.
Uh oh.
Because we'll take anything. We'll take anything as long as they say the story get out. But the story don't never get told.
Right. That's right.
And anytime they're looking for a betrayer in the film, as of late, they got somebody that look like us and where we from.
Mm,
And anytime they want a hero, that's all I feel about that shit. Let me show it one more time. That's what he looked like. That's what he looks like. Anybody can mimic you and play you like the fool. I'm going to show somebody else real quick. May I?
Sure.
This came to me like right before we was going live. I was matter of fact, maybe about an hour or two. I was contemplating on this, and I just thought about why Muhammad Ali wore these trunks. I was wondering why he wore these trunks, and I don't know why. I can only infer in my revolutionary mind why he wore these trunks.
But in this particular match or across the board?
I mean, I just wanted to show this. This was a very, very good situation for me to orient my mind in regards to how we supposed to be looking out here. Okay, like this is what's supposed to be happening. In my mind, I don't know if it's right or wrong, and I don't want to find out that it's wrong. So I'll just say it's right in my mind. Okay, this is my personal perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad Ali realized after the Olympics that the only way this dominant black force would be on top of white America was in battle, fighting in the ring. This is it. This is just me in my mind. Look at his face. Look at his reach. How he was able to reach out and touch his enemy. And then retreat without his enemy touching him. You see what he representing with his trunks. Well, it is representing with its trunks. Look at that. That shit is amazing. I'm telling you. Like, this is amazing. Like, because he understood who he was fighting for. He brought that to the ring. And I'm going to show another picture. This is who he was fighting for. Look at who was around him, right? Look at who he was around. Champion, world champion. Was he around
His brothers.
his enemies? Or was he around his brothers?
His brothers. Mm-hmm.
So long after boxing had faded away from the scene, he could always go home. If he had $1 billion or if he had negative dollars, he could always go home. He could always go home. As long as he fought this and he stayed around this, he was good. You see that? He was the greatest. He raised his own hands up and said he was the greatest. You see what I'm saying? So this was just interesting. Just looking at these trunks for me, like, and the stripe going all the way down. Like, this was like a reign of terror there. Reign of terror. That was just a little Muhammad Ali moment right there. Okay? Oh, my bad. Here go the other moment. There you go. There go that other moment right there. You know, just feeling real Muhammad Ali-ish at the moment. You know, feeling like the greatest. Not the great. Not the greater. The greatest. You know?
Yep.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Damn, who don't like it?
I wanted to bring
like
up, since you brought that up, another MVP that's not popular at all, but also shows this type of thing. Omarosa.
Right.
You go to her Instagram and her Facebook and everything. You once in a while see her with a cracker. Once in a while, it's
Why?
like it's like almost never. But you see her with black people all the time. Her whole bridal party, all black girls. And she brought them to the White House and it went against God. I mean, everybody was defied, even black people. How dare she use her power to be able to take pictures in the White House that her forefathers built? I'm just saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how dare she? Shout out to
Shout
Omarosa for
out.
giving them crackers hell, and that's why she got fired. Okay,
And who did that other one having her wedding photos?
who that?
When you're not around your people, you can't be trusted.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll tell you that you can't be around your people for your image. Okay?
Right. That's right.
You don't want to, like, all they got to do is whisper to you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to mess up your status. Okay? You know,
Yep.
you don't want them looking into your background, you know? But that's all they got to say, and that's it. That's it. That's why when they leave and they go with our enemies, they'll never come home until they're despised and rejected and near death, and then they crawl back.
Mm-hmm.
Crawl
Yep.
back.
Because they look, they always come
They
back.
crawl back with RBG
Yep.
shoelaces. They crawl back with trigger warnings. After they get their ass whooped all over the planet, they come back to us. They kneel. Okay? They ask you to stand and they kneel. They come back to you racially ambiguous. And we're supposed to take a stand for them. Go buy their jerseys and their RBG shoes and all of that. And they don't give a fuck about us.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean nothing. Okay? This thing didn't want to call Muhammad Ali by his name. He said, "You Clay." Oh, he beat the hell out of that mother. He beat the hell out of him. He beat him because he never really wanted to hurt people in the ring. He would just win on boxing precision. He beat the hell out of him, and he beat the hell out of that other dude with that wop hair, Floyd Patterson. He beat the hell out of Floyd Patterson. Call me my name. What's my name? Beat the hell out of him. He lived that name, and the person that he said he was named after lived the name. With honor and distinction. He was praiseworthy. He was almighty in the ring and out the ring. And he lived that way until he died. Now these chumps running around tarnishing the legacies. This is what happens. They're tarnishing these legacies. We call them movies. They're distorting the truth. Further, they couldn't just do it in the history books. They have to do it on the silver screen because that's what you remember. Most of us, because, we don't read books. So it used to be when we were reading books, we find conflicting stories, doing our research. For those of us who research and study. And then we see what's reported outside of us, and we compare it to what's being reported on the inside of us based on someone's perspective. That's why I started with my perspective. So based off that perspective, people infer because there's no unbiased lens when presenting evidence because it has to go through your mental, emotional, psychological, and spiritual filtration system. You don't report as is. Your findings, and you're outside of someone else's culture, you're not going to report your findings free of bias. It's crazy. There's no such thing as authentic reporting unless you're from inside of the culture. But then they say, oh, you have a bias from the inside because that's your culture. Like, you live it. Everybody else is visiting. So you're going to write from your perspective.
You damn
But
right I'm
when
biased. Go ahead.
right. But this, they'll try to give it to you, though. They'll try to give it to you because even in nature, nature knows when it's being observed.
That's right.
So you'll never get the correct picture unless someone allows you to see it.
Hmm.
And then when you leave, you're not going to leave with that.
Hmm.
You're not going to leave with that. You think you're going to leave with that? Oh, no, no, no. You're not leaving with that. And if you leave with that, they trust you to leave with that. And then you got to wrestle with your own conscience on what you report based on who paid you. And that's what it is. Who paid you will be responsible for what your findings actually say versus what you saw. Because they're not going to publish it otherwise. So, yeah, it's just fun.
Yep, yep.
This is the job of our enemies to distort our legacy. So even if this was a thing, right? Because people still talking about this shit. Even if this was a thing, one thing you can learn is that if they give you something or someone, they can take it away. They give you a hero, they can kill him.
Hmm.
He was like, "Hey man, you won." Stanley grabbed that money and took it off the table and said, "I hold on to this for safekeeping," and died. He died with it. He took it with it to his grave. And people were snotting and boogering over that shit. Oh, Stanley, fuck it. This is how easy it is to get inside of the heart and mind and spirit of our people. They just give you a roosh. Well, he did this and he did that. Oh, yeah? What did his daddy and his granddaddy do? What did his mom and his grandmama do? You forgot that? What was their character like? And did he make them characters look like you? No. He said, look, they get deep with me, Sass. They be like, the idea from the X-Men, Charles Xavier, and Magneto came from Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. And the humans versus the mutants was based off the civil rights movement.
No, it wasn't, but okay.
This is what they say they did, right?
Hmm.
So why weren't they black?
It wasn't.
Like, so why weren't they black? Is the point. Like if this is what your inspiration was for these characters, why not give an ultimate ode and have them look like them? You gotta infer, you gotta do deep digging, and you gotta get into all of that, blah blah blah.
Because
right?
it's not made for the empowerment of black people. It's not, because that will empower black people. That's why.
Right. We was talking about it. What was it? Yesterday's show, and I was talking about Sanford and
Hmm.
Son. They had two
Hmm.
Italians that they was gonna have, and then they they lied to the network to get it on the air. They said, "Oh, it was gonna be two Italians," and then they had what's
Red
his
and
name?
red
Yeah,
and
Red Fox and
What's
Lamont.
his name? Yeah.
Yeah, his name was Lamont in real life, I believe. So it was like they had them. They snuck them two in. So they lied because they never would have ran that show. Like no way. But those same ones, they had all in the family. The same ones who did the Jeffersons, the same ones who did Good Times, the same ones who did Sanford and Son. They did all of those films. I mean, all those TV shows. They did all of them. They even had the dude that was on 227. They had the dude. He played the cop who was the father on there. As a matter of fact, they was going to use the dude instead of Red Fox, the guy that was on what's that damn movie? Blazing Saddles. Remember that old movie Blazing Saddles?
I heard of it. I can't remember.
The
But
dark
it
skinned
sounds
dude
familiar.
who played the sheriff. He was supposed to get the role.
He was supposed to
And
get it,
yeah.
and he didn't get it.
He said he didn't want to do it. He had some other stuff going on. And he suggested Red Fox. Look at our brothers. You see that? He
Yeah.
suggested Red
Yeah.
Fox. Red Fox
Okay.
went and did the role. And during the reading of the script or the act out of the script, he put his hand over his heart like he was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And he did
That's
that. He did this, right?
yeah. That's
And
that's
they kept it. And they kept
yeah.
it. That was the classic joint for like
Right.
so from the table read or the act out of the scene all the way through 6 seasons,
Mhm.
this became a signature piece. And look at the brother. The brother
Elizabeth.
suggested.
Elizabeth. Oh, Elizabeth. Oh, I'm
It's
coming.
the big one.
Coming, Elizabeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But look at the assist right there. And act like the 70s wasn't segregated. They said that they had to get dressed in the men's room
Mhm.
on the set. So just be stuff to think about when you start. Look, all of that money that they made them. Look at somebody like Muhammad Ali. Let me just put him. Can I put this picture back up real quick? Just because I like it. Look at that. I'm telling you, like all this money that he made the sport of boxing, all the contribution, they had no problem stripping him of all of his titles and putting him in prison. They never show that. He went to prison for 4 years. They never show it. They act like, oh, he just sat at home and he couldn't box and all that. He went to prison for 4 years and he came out of prison. When he believed it. But what he believed in. Won't even stay home from work a goddamn day for what you believe in. You say you believe in some shit. Oh man. Real hip hop 216. Peace.
Shalom.
They went all the way to the UK to find somebody that had one of them French berets on their damn head. Could barely fit on his head. Looked like shit to try to play this fallen leader. who was betrayed, who was set up, who was drugged. Good Lord. Good Lord. And we just take it. We just clap our hands and be like, yeah. Oh, he got a Chicago accent and everything. Oh man. They took Harriet, nobody said nothing. Yeah. Taking Fred, nobody said nothing. They're just watching it. They're waiting for the movie to come out. So, yo, he did that. Oh, man, that's funny. It's shameful, but it's funny. Because, we'll take it. We will take it.
I'm trying to find that table scene at Sugar Ray's house. just I need to see that because for some reason I'm not remembering the outfits they were wearing when they were there coming up with the plan. I can't find a picture of that. And I'm only doing it only hit me because we're talking about Red Fox now.
Right.
Not to mention that mulatto. just saying. Just saying. You see the behavior there, right? Yeah.
Bring it out. Got to bring it out. Got to.
Right.
Got to.
Her allegiance was to her white side. Just saying. Just saying. And that's who you sick on, the Negro. To destroy him.
Every time.
But everybody ain't quick like me. Okay?
He was quick, boy, wasn't he?
Right. Everybody ain't quick like me. I'm just saying, like, quick like us. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Matter of fact, Tommy, his birthday was yesterday.
I can't believe he's gone. I still
He'd been 56 yesterday.
He was an important person. I'm just saying, in our history, he wasn't important. But come on, Tommy from.
Yeah. And look at all of the eras he was in.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And who he was around. He was quietly around everybody.
Mm-hmm. He has some really good connects.
Right. Out there in Red Fox time, Richard Pryor, boom, boom, boom. That's when it's such a respect for the game. Ronaldo Ray, Robin Harris, Charlie Murphy, Tommy McKell Ford, Arsenio Hall, all of them had no problem playing the backseat to the greats.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody had a problem. You know what I'm saying? It was I'm good. There was extras. You understand what I'm saying? You see Charlie Murphy and their other brother, I forgot his name.
But they had parts though,
right.
They were great scenes.
Right.
He walked into Sugar Ray's. You remember him because he had that laugh. He brought in the mulatto.
Yeah. Right. He was like,
yeah.
Quick.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man. They did an
That's
ode to Jack Johnson in the film. That movie was
yes.
classic.
Yes, they did.
That
They
movie was
did.
classic.
Mhm. Black people was fly in the 20s. It was
Yeah,
showing you them New York.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
And they was getting money.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Now I saw the table scene. All right, there we go. Just looking at it. All right. They had the black woman there. Just saying. At the
Mm-hmm.
table with the men. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Ain't no story without her.
That was very important, and that was on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie Murphy goes through it. You know, he tells you everything. Um, that needed to be told.
And my brother Malik Youssef coming through today. One of them Chi-Town natives.
Chicago native.
Yeah.
I can't hear
Chicago
you.
native.
Oh, okay.
Malik Youssef.
Kiss my entire. Never mind. He told the white boys, kiss my entire. Ooh. That's how you do it. She was talking to the po-po. Okay? Just saying.
That's it. That's when you know it's love. Della Reese was like an evangelist or something they were saying.
Yeah.
She came right in and got right in the character. That's when you
Got
know people
busy.
love you right
Yeah.
there. Yeah. And then you see The Next Generation in Life, one of the greatest movies ever made. You see everybody in there. Anthony Anderson, Guy Torrey, Ronaldo Ray in there again. So it's like a handover to the next generation.
What
There's no Robin
movie? Wait a
Harris.
minute. Wait.
Like,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they got Martin and Eddie. So still
Yep.
like,
Yep.
you see what I'm saying? From there to there.
Bernie.
Yeah. So, you know, where Robin Harris would have been, that's where Bernie Mac was. You know,
Right, right. That he's a replica. Like
yeah.
I always thought that. Like that's a replica. Like is that reincarnation or regeneration? I don't know. I don't know. Gets me confused. I'm
I
confused by
think
that.
that because he died suddenly in the hotel room, just like Robin Harris. Said chest pains, and then boom, done.
They try to blame it on sarcoidosis, and I know that people live with that, and I don't think so. But
Right.
pneumonia from sarcoidosis, and I'm like, no.
They
But
showed him looking
whatever.
bad though. They had a couple of things where he was looking bad. If you seen Robin Harris kind of later, he was like about the same. So
So it's no coincidence, right? Yep.
nope.
Yep.
I
Hmm.
mean, it's Hollywood, you know. It's Hollywood. So the next crop and generation right there.
Oh, you forgot to mention Charlie.
Who?
Charlie. in Harlem Nights? Charlie Murphy.
Oh yeah, I did. I said Charlie
You
Murphy
did?
was there.
Oh, I missed that. I missed
Yeah,
that. Okay.
and the other brother. I think that's the older brother,
Oh, I didn't know that.
the one with the round with the
Yeah.
hip.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, he could have let that go. So yeah, that was that's interesting. That was real. And Guy Tori, whenever he comes on, I guess he's gonna have to tell that Martin story. He worked on Martin the whole time.
Yeah.
He worked on the set of Martin the whole time, writing all kinds of stuff. That's what gave him the shot, even though he was Joe Torre's little brother.
Mm.
He said he had to make his own way. He couldn't ride off his brother's coattails, and even his brother tested him to see if he was serious. I think he told the story that they were shooting Poetic Justice, and he came out there and he said Janet Jackson invited him to a party that they was going to. Party, barbecue, something. Whatever it was related to the film. And she invited him. And he didn't go. He stayed, back. He was working on his routine, blah, 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 and preparing. And he said his brother said he didn't show up for the party. And he said, why you didn't show up for the party? And he said he was working on his lines. He said that's when he knew. His brother said to him that's when he knew he was serious about his craft. And he wasn't trying to make a name off of being his little brother. And he said, as a matter of fact, he made it a rule for nobody to introduce him as his little brother because he wanted to rip the stage on his own. He made it merit. I was like, damn, that's just remarkable little story. Two brothers, same house. He said he said he used to try to put on his clothes and shit, try to look fly. But his brother was way bigger than him, and he was a little bro trying to wear his clothes, looking like a damn fool out there. So, it's just crazy. We never know, like the little stories. That's why I be paying attention to little stuff like that, because you never know where you're going to get something from. Read his own way. He said, "Damn."
They are like they are like twins though. It's
Right. A bigger version and a little person.
yeah.
I think he said they got other family. I think they all kind of look the same.
They do. They're like twins. Like so.
They like Wayans. So Tommy, let's just get to Tommy. I think they said he would have been 56 today. And in a couple of days, 106 in Park is 20 years old. Ain't that some shit?
I never really watched that show, but I mean, I probably caught it a couple times. That's when Free was on there.
Yeah.
Was on there, and I barely watched it then. Like I was really never into that type of stuff, but it was a big deal.
Right.
Everybody was watching that thing, and
I saw AJ on Instagram, and AJ ain't aged a day in 20 plus years.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
You know how people dye their gray and they hair, they dye their gray black.
I don't do that, but I live for that gray. But what I'm saying, that
Well,
hoary head.
I'll say men do it.
Men do. Oh.
Black men, dyeing their hair to not show their gray. I think he dyed his hair gray to try to make it look like he aged a little bit.
Really? That's what he probably said. Nah, he aged.
I think he put a little sprinkle like, see, look, no, I don't look the same. I think he look younger now than he did when he was on TV. So I'm gonna catch up with him. I'm gonna tell him that story. Then I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna catch up with them all. I'll catch him. Yeah. And I don't think Free, she don't look like she aged either at all. I don't think she aged either. I guess when you walk away from Hollywood, you get back
And of
50 years.
course, the Arab replaced her, but you know, whatever. Just saying. You know what I'm talking about. The Arab that replaced her. Because you know,
Yeah.
they were moved out of there. Okay? They were
Right.
removed. Hmm.
Yeah, so
You know, Sash, you're just picking it. And I'm not picking. I'm telling you the truth. That's what happened. It's not a coincidence. It's what it's what happens. This is how it's always been. I mean, just giving examples. You know, it's the truth.
I'm gonna talk Love Jones with Malik Youssef tomorrow, okay? Because he was
Oh,
in Love,
well,
okay?
well. I mean, it's a he. He's gonna agree
Yeah.
with you. So yeah.
And if not, you know, I won't hold it against him. I won't have him back on the show.
I believe that he will agree with you. You know,
I ain't gonna ask him about that. I'm gonna ask
on
him about
Wood and Nina. It's gonna come up. It's gonna come up. That
working
has to
on the
come up.
set. You know what I'm saying? Because
The
Bill Bellamy from where
storyline.
we from. Like Bill Bellamy is from where we from.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I would ask him that. I wouldn't ask
Oh,
you stuff
okay.
that.
Well,
He's from where
he would feed right into
Bill
that.
Bellamy, Bill Bellamy from the home of the Peppermint Lounge. Okay, you understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
The mint.
You know,
He will
peppermint.
the mint. We going to the mint. All right.
Man, that's the real Apollo for comedians. Okay.
Wasn't that on Main Street? Yeah.
Yeah.
Up there on Main
That's
Street.
the real,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the real Apollo for the comedians. Okay. The other shit you went and sung Lauryn Hill when the song over at the Apollo. Okay, but the comedians, if you ain't come through that peppermint to the mint, you ain't really did it. You ain't did it.
Okay. Mm.
You ain't did it. I don't care where you went. That was a real rough crowd right there.
Yeah.
The definition of it.
I can't get with like white comedians. I can't do it. The only one I get close to will be like that Ray Romano. I always thought he was funny because he had a TV show. You know, everybody loves Raymond. That thing. That's fine. It's cracking me up. But other than that, nobody else. Like I can't do it. I cannot do it. So of course I would watch BET, the comedy. That I did watch. I
The
watched all of
comedy.
that. Yep, comedy. I used to watch that all the time because that was just funny. Black comedians are like the funniest to me. I can't watch no other stand. I can't do it.
Right.
I just can't relate to anything else. I can't do it. I tried, but I can't. But yeah, I mean, um, black comedy clubs are far few in between. You know where we're from. It's just not many. And in New York City, it's like you got to go deep into the hood, and then you ain't getting in there. So you know, so I'm glad that at least back when BET was black,
Right.
you know, we got to see Comic View because that was like my favorite thing to watch. It's a late night.
Yeah.
And when I was little, Uptown Comedy Jam, but they did have the white boy on there though. They did have was it two white boys? They had two white boys on there, though. But I had to ignore that.
Well, nobody paying attention to the white boys up there.
Right, but I'm
Flex
just saying they
was
were
up there.
there.
Lexington was up there. I think they just let them do
Maceo.
whatever they wanted to do up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, they did have them in there they needed them for the skits. You know, you gotta have those white boys in there to
Right.
clown them. You know, that's
Yeah.
basically what I was. And then of course they would invite the white comedian. You know, the ones that act black, quote unquote, act black. They had them on there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they had them
You
on
can
there a
do
few
that.
times.
You can act black.
Yeah, well, that's why I said, quote unquote, act black. You know, because
I
these weren't
guess you can.
their typical white boys. Like these were not the typical ones. These are the ones that actually connected with. Yeah, they were able to do it. I'm telling you, like you listen to them, it's like
Guess you can.
okay, like
Black is a thing you can act like.
yeah, they mimic. Yeah, they did it very well. And they were accepted by the crowd. I guess because it was presented to the crowd. It's a black place presented to the crowd, so the crowd accepted it. You know. So they must be good because this black place has presented. You know what I'm saying? So it was accepted
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't just have this any. You know what I'm saying? Like this was like specific types of white boys, and they all had the same type of deal. So and they just happened to all be Italian. You know?
Right.
Yeah. See. Hmm. But the majority of the show was great though.
Yeah.
You remember Maceo? The
Yeah.
island guy, he was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been bigger than what he was.
Well, who knows what opportunities came and what didn't? You know.
Yeah. And even the he wasn't that fat, but he was also an announcer on Apollo and everything as well. He was funny too. Everybody on there was funny.
Right.
Everybody. And I like the part with the hiking. See, listen. That's childish though, right? It's our culture. You know what I'm saying? They even had a segment for hiking.
Yeah.
This is where Nick Cannon got it from.
That's where the fights came from the next day at school. Right
Right.
there.
And that's
So I
why I try to tell
yeah.
right. And that's why I try to tell people like that whole format he got it from that TV show because I'm sure because Nick
I
Cannon and I are
think
probably the
Flex
same age,
and
right?
Ducky Doug was like the only two people that kind
Yes.
of really got out of there.
Yes. Right. Doug. I like Dougie Doug. I liked him. He was great. But um that's where Nick Cannon got it from. I think we're
Yeah.
the same age and we both grew up watching that same stuff. So and people think it's new. Y'all need to go on YouTube, put Uptown Comedy Club, and watch it. That's what I grew up on. It used to come on at night, not in the
At
daytime. It
night,
came on late at night, late.
like 11, damn near, 10
Like
11
11
o'clock.
o'clock because at 12 Apollo came on, right?
Yeah. There you
And then we
go.
had to watch that boring old Saturday Night Live if that didn't come on. Because sometimes it didn't come on. It would be all,
Went to
I'm like, oh
sleep,
my
right?
God, when is, yeah,
That
like
shit
when is
came
this
on.
going off?
Went to sleep. That was a wrap.
Yep. And I would try to stay up, like, I would try not to fall asleep. I would walk around the house, just keep walking and walking until, the Apollo came on. Saturday Night Live. Because sometimes they'll take off Uptown Comedy Club, put the Honeymooners on. I
Yeah.
like the Honeymooners, but I will fall asleep on that. So I'm like, come on, man. And then, because, wrestling came on at 10 o'clock. So I
Yeah.
was all in that. WWF, I was all in. 10 o'clock because they figured the kids sleep or something. I don't know what they was thinking or whatever,
Right,
but we
you
were
and the
up.
crew.
And then Uptown Comedy Club would come on, or we were stuck watching Saturday Night Live because they put the Honeymooners or some crap on, and then the Apollo with Kiki Shepard and her cute self.
He
Shout out to Kiki Shepard.
was doing it.
Yep, and the Sandman.
Yeah.
I used to say Sandman. I used to go boo, just so he can come out and do his little tap dance. Yep. I live for it. I live for the Sandman to come out. Yeah,
Play
those are the
Cosby
days.
because I need a little bit of that shine.
Yep.
That
Black TV right there.
That damn alarm come on.
Yep. Right. Yep. It's time to go. You say you ain't got to go, but you got to get the hell out of here. That's where Martin got it from.
Paulo didn't give a damn about your life. Boy.
Nope. The crowd was like, boo. And who was that sister that was always there? Oh my God. What was her name? She had a name. Oh, that old lady who always had a front row ticket. Oh my gosh. I got to go back and watch because she was always there. She was an icon. She wasn't a famous lady, but she was the old lady who was always in the front row, always had the same seat. She was there every Saturday. She was there, or every time they taped, she was there. You remember that woman, right? I remember
Yeah.
when Jodeci was up there saying, "Come on and talk to me." She was all up. I mean, she was all over Casey. I said, "Look at this! Look at that sis! Oh my God!" I was like, "She all over his legs," and he just. I'm like, "Oh my God! He knows that's his grandma." Oh my goodness.
She come from that Five Heartbeats time. You see that
Yeah,
movie?
exactly. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, is that where he got it from? Like, look, people borrow. I'm just saying.
Had
Like,
to.
people borrow.
If they smart, yeah. You deal with what work.
So I have to get her name because I used to know her name. Oh my gosh, she never disappointed. Never. I'll never forget that Jodeci. You know, Jodeci was. I love Jodeci. Still. Um, and she was all over KC. KC is Eddie Kane Jr.
100%.
Yeah. Hey.
Jojo David Ruffin, if he Eddie
That's
Kane, shit.
right. That's right. Ain't
Both of
nobody
them
come
want
see you,
shit.
Otis. Ain't nobody come see you, Otis. I was like, go ahead, Dave.
This is my little brother David. Didn't they make an entrance though?
Yes. Yes,
I
he
believe that
did.
dude with that hair, he can actually sing in real life, man. Because I've seen him in a couple of movies singing.
Who that, Leon?
The one who played John Ruffin.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know
Yeah,
about
he
that.
was in
Leon was a man. Hmm.
he was in the Five Heartbeats too.
Yes, he was. He played Little Richard.
Yeah, he came in there. He came in there slick too, didn't he?
Hmm.
You see how they just be ducking off in Hollywood? Like, damn.
He should have got an Oscar. I mean, Jamie Foxx got one, and then all these other black actors are critically acclaimed for playing other, you know what I'm saying, other black icons and stuff. And this guy,
Leon
I
got
feel
away
like,
with not having a last name for I don't know how many years.
yeah,
Yeah.
my favorite scene of the Five Heartbeats was that Just in Case scene.
Hmm.
Yep, that Just in Case. That's right. And the part where Flash said, on my new debut album, Flash is lonely at the top.
Ken Flash.
Coming out in 2 weeks.
He
It's like,
said that.
look at this
That's how you
Negro
say
here.
goodbye right there.
Yeah, look at this
That's how
Negro
you
here.
say goodbye.
Flash is lonely at the top. I said, God damn. Flash wasn't ish.
Flash.
Oh my gosh. You want my spot, Flash? Yep, and he
But
got this
you
spot too.
can't get it
Mm,
because you ain't got it.
yeah.
Flash figured out what them office hours was though, didn't he?
Not no, that was what's the name from that wasn't Flash, that was the other group.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Stop running, baby, stop running around my heart. That nonsense. Love it. A heart is a house full. Now that right there, man. When they broke it down, that was
They broke it down. Robert
yeah, that
Townsend.
was a rap.
He was like, "No, man, that's my music." He knocked that dude off that damn
He
piano.
sure did. Yep.
Quiet boy ran off the stage, and then he come back.
Yep. Black people sabotaging black people. See, look,
Right.
but see that's an internal
For
issue.
a couple of
No
dollars.
need, right? No
Yeah.
need to get no white man involved. Look, they got it together eventually. I mean, it shows you everything ain't perfect. That's what it's basically showing
Yeah,
you.
he did that. They did that. They did that. I like. But that's why I love that movie. That was like,
Mhm.
yeah, this was a personification of everybody from back then.
Mhm.
They made it though.
Yep.
I think they said they
Yep.
inspired like the Four Tops and a couple other
Mhm.
groups together.
Yep. The Jackson Five had them issues, sorta.
Yeah,
Within themselves. Michael was
right,
mad because his brothers was growing up because they had an
right.
age gap. There was a serious age gap there,
Yep,
and he didn't understand because he was a little boy. So you can see why he was close to his sister Janet because they were close in age.
right.
It's important to have your kids not so far apart or have groups of kids within the same age rely on each other and stuff. That is very important. But
I know you put your hand over your heart when you seen Eddie Kane in that church singing. I know you did.
let me tell you something.
He broke that shit down, didn't he?
That's my song. That's my song. I feel like going on. That's my song. Okay, I listen to it all the
I
time.
had my hand like this.
Yep, I listen to it.
Yeah.
I love gospel music. I ain't gonna look. I grew up with it. I ain't letting it go. I have to ignore the JC parts, but because Whitney tore that song apart on what's that Denzel movie she was in with the
The
choir,
preacher's
with the
wife.
Georgia Mass choir.
What, the preacher's
Hmm?
wife?
Yeah, on a preacher's wife, right?
Yeah.
I love the Lord. He heard my cry. See, I mean, she didn't mention JC at all, but one time at the end when she was going in, you know what I'm saying? At the end, one time when she, I guess she had the spirit on her. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. But I mean, the song is just beautiful.
That's what you go call it. So, yes.
Yeah.
She, she had that.
Yeah, because she only said his name once. Like, and that was at the way at the end, at the end. And, you know, I know when to stop the song. But, most of the songs have that in there. I love gospel music. That Georgia Mass Choir ain't a mess with. So,
At all.
hmm yes, sir. And we all know those Negro spirituals.
Yeah, I wrote all of them.
I'm gonna sing Lift Every Voice and sing one day for you on this live. I'm gonna do it. Because I can sing it.
I'm gonna sing it in the background,
Because I can sing that song.
but
So
I can sing that song.
I just need to, get off of my fear of, you know,
All three of them, all three verses.
all three verses. Yeah.
Oh
I can
shit!
sing it. Yeah. I can sing that song.
Stony to the road, not
I
Stony to the
sang it in
road. Now,
elementary
okay,
school. Yeah, I sang it in elementary school and in high
I
school.
sure did. I sure did. I
Hmm
sung it. I had sang it. I was a singer back then. I thought I was gonna be KC and JoJo or something like that. I won a little award in school for that
hmm hmm
singing, singer of the year.
Yeah.
They had this assembly. I was in there clowning everybody who got an award. I'm in there doing my thing.
hmm
I'm getting busy. Everybody laughing. They call my name for the award. And they clapping, right?
Yep.
So I'm showing out. Middle child, no attention. Showing out. I get back to my class in line. People saying, congratulations, the girls. They're like, congratulations, blah, 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 whatever, right?
hmm
So now the dudes start trying to clown. I got that award sash at 2:35. I was suspended by 3 o'clock.
Of course.
I was suspended for whooping ass by 3 o'clock. Understand?
Of course.
Oh, you tough now. You of all people, you tough now. Oh, this award right here made you forget that I beat your ass. Oh yeah.
You ever get
Right.
jumped?
Oh yeah, plenty of time.
Yep. I
The
I
whole
was a
the whole seventh grade, I got jumped every day.
my grandma came down to school and tore
Every
it, tossed it up. Yep. Hmm.
day. I didn't care nothing about no. It was either get jumped, fight my older brother or my mother, and that wasn't happening. You understand? I never ran from nobody. I always ran towards somebody. Never ran
It was
from
after
nobody.
school, right?
After school,
No, most of the
all
fights, right? Most of them
all
were
of that
after,
after no,
right?
no, it was lunchtime. It was lunch. Soon as lunchtime
Let me
came,
tell
they
you something.
already.
They was getting me in the morning. I swear, it'd be like first period, like homeroom.
Oh yeah.
They used to get me.
You went to them Catholic schools, though. Ain't no. There's no
They used to
protocol.
get me early in the morning. We gonna come
There's no
see you in the
protocol.
morning.
Anything goes.
And
That's crazy.
look, and my
Y'all all
cousins were
got the
older
same
than me.
clothes on, so it ain't like nobody.
Yeah, well, my cousins are older, so they went in different parts of the building. So I didn't have my cousins with me. So yeah, I used to get tuned up.
Get your rumble
Mm,
on. You know,
yep. My grandma had to come down to the school and
if I fought
raise
early in the
hell.
morning, it was for some vindication. If I got into a fight early in the morning, it had to be for one of my siblings. No, because I wasn't with it early in the morning. I mean, I didn't even want to be up going to school. No. But you had to be on point everywhere. So
A
if I
regular fight don't hurt, but when you get jumped, that hurt.
I ain't never been on the ground ever. I don't
It hurt.
care if it was
I was
10
on the
people,
ground.
20
I was.
people, whatever. Because if you fell on the ground, you
That's
was
what I'm
dead.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That hurts.
You were dead.
Yep.
They got you on the ground. I know. We ran up on you got on the ground. You wasn't moving
Yep.
after. So
That
nah,
hurts. That I know. So when I
that's not
got
happening.
jumped, when I got older, it didn't hurt. I knew what to expect. It wasn't all that bad. I know how to cover. I learned how to cover. So you cover your head, and it's like fetal position, and you don't want to get hit in your stomach. That's two places you don't want to get hit in. It's your head and your stomach. They can hit you wherever else, kick you, whatever, but you want a fetal position. So until your cousins come. So
Only people ever got me on the ground was the police. That's it.
for girls, they do it differently. They
Green
hold the
Street.
girls like they bear hug you. That's what they do to the girls.
You know how many times I've been to Green Street, that little precinct?
Yeah, they put the men on the ground on the floor. Yeah, I don't like that though.
But that's the only people ever got me down. And then I took PAL, and I learned judo. So I learned judo and fight the cops back. All
Men
them
are
little wrist
strong.
spots, and holes and shit like that. I used to beat their fucking ass. I'm telling you. I
Yeah,
learned
men
from
are
they leave.
strong.
There's a lot of chins made of glass out here.
But it's the only way to apprehend though. It's the only way is the ground. But I mean excessive force, then they do that on purpose. You don't really need to do that. Because once you restrain, there's no need to even go any further than that. But for the girls, they bear hug the girls. They don't put them on the ground. I look from what I'm looking at today, they putting the females on the ground too.
I got all these holes and
They
grapples
kicking
and
them and
blocks,
making them hit the ground. Yep.
right? And restraints. That's all.
You get
judo
hit in
and
the shin, you going down.
yeah. Unless your shins are strong.
Yep. And that's what martial arts they train you in that way. To be
That
able to
got
deal
all
with that, but that hurt, man.
MMA looking shit like that. That should get you fucked up in real life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
but
walked
it's
into
sad now because
MMA
now the women
gyms
going down.
and walked out.
Hmm. Yeah, if you ain't been in the holding cell, you can't we can't talk at all. Like at least get beat down a little bit by the popo, a little bit. You can't really say a word. And I
I
think
got
that is
scared.
why there is no empathy when it happens to black people. There's only a certain type of black people get upset about that, and those are usually ones that have been apprehended before.
Yeah, I lived through that. I got my ass
Right.
whooped and I whipped some police ass
Mm-hmm. Yep.
too.
Yep. People
With
for those
even
of for
even even playing field.
yes.
Them slapjacks, them nightsticks and shit. That fucking
Those who have
police mate.
never talk about those who have never been apprehended before. They do not have any empathy like that. And I will say that and I will say it again.
That stun gun shit, that's new shit. They ain't have no. You know how glad I am they ain't have none of that shit. I
Stun
know
guns
I'd have
are
been.
forbidden up here. Like
I know they was
for
well,
up
shit.
here.
They
I
was
don't know about down there, but
tasing the fuck out of us back then.
yeah.
Shit, as big as them fights we used to have, it'd be like 100, 200 fucking people out there fighting and shit. Shit, police. That fucking police mace though, that should have cleared a block out. They start
Yep.
spraying that.
Yeah. You ain't never get punched in your face. I can't have a conversation with you. I mean, deck like boom, and you like
Good,
go boo, boom, and hit the floor, hit
good
the
one.
ground. Yeah, that one. You get or checked in your chin like pop.
You lose all your faculties and shit for a
Right.
second.
Yep.
Like,
Your
oh,
jaw get rocked. Yes.
oh, this is a real fight. Then you
You
then you
must
turn
know the
around.
jaw rocker.
It's
Yes.
just you. Oh shit.
Mhm.
So like you
Mhm.
said, getting jumped all that time. Like, oh, you just want to fight. You, just you.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm about to destroy your ass. Like, destroy you, and I'm gonna
When
drag
you
you down
get when
there.
you get jumped, that mean nobody want to fight you 1-on-1. They know.
Yeah, they know. They know. And I was running towards the jumpers. I was jumping them. It didn't
Mhm.
mean nothing. It didn't mean nothing.
Let me see. Last
10
time my
people.
father got jumped was about 5 years ago over some nonsense with my mother in a bar. I said, "What the hell are you two doing in a bar down there on what street was it? Avon and I can't remember what street." I said, "Why are y'all down here?" Like my father's eye socket, the bone was cracked up. It was. He was like, "They jumped me. This dude was sitting too close to your mama." I said, "Oh my God, for real?
What
Bar
is it,
fights,
Springfield?
huh?"
Springfield?
No, he was down there on Avon and one of those number streets. I can't remember. I'm gonna text my daddy tomorrow, ask him what street that was where he got jumped. That was the last time.
15?
My father always got jumped, but he got the last time he got jumped was about 5 years ago, or was it 7 years ago? Him and my mom went to a bar down there. I can't remember what bar it is. I'm telling you, I don't go over there no more. Like
I'm picturing that shit. That was
I
my
might
area.
have to go ride through there. I might have to go ride through there just to, Yep, they followed him outside, jumped him. Why would they need to do that?
At least they jumped him outside.
Because they understood what they was messing with. They knew. Just by the way my father looked and the way my Marine Corps. Okay? And he carried himself as such and yep, and he was about it like you sitting too close. Move, back up, whatever. And my mother was like, Oh my God, he was going in. I said, but yeah, they cracked him up in this. The next day he was like, it's all right. I'm like, you look like ish. He said, ain't nothing, mate. Just like cracked my eye okay. At least my eye okay. I was like, oh my goodness. Good Lord.
3/4 cord ain't easily broken.
Right. So my father still fight. Like,
You ain't gonna
I
break a
said,
real
Dad,
one.
you like, oh, you need to sit down somewhere. He will still rock. I'm telling you. My brothers too.
What they saying?
I will too. Somebody
Sometimes
test
Saturday
me.
night, they don't tell Saturday night you got to bring ass to get ass. They tell them.
Yeah, but what they doing down there at a bar? Really? Like these two.
They was having a good time. Okay, shout
Ah,
out. Ma Duke and Pop Duke out there having a good time. So these little hooligans want to mess up their good time.
yeah. And these are not young kids. These are grown men fighting.
They
Like
young kids. They young kids to them. He said, "What
these are
happened to you?"
grown men like my dad, and they all
He
fighting
said,
in
"What happened
the.
to you, Tony?" He said, "They want to spoil my $800 suit."
When did we become so soft? Oh, fighting and it's better than taking a gun and shooting somebody. I will say that because that's easy. Like me, I look. That's the last thing I'm gonna do is take my hands and fight somebody. Like that's the last thing. Like I got to run out of bullets. That's what I was saying today. Like listen, after I run out of bullets, then I'll start scrapping. That's how because I look. I'm getting older. I don't have no time for all of that. I just need to look. I need my peace right now. So it's that type of thing. But look, if people fighting, let them fight. Let them get it out. Let them lose an eye, a finger. You know what I'm saying? Something. Let them learn the hard way. And then you become friends again. Isn't that amazing?
That's the way we grew up, right there.
That grudge thing is for the birds. You fight it out and let it go. You tell your kids somebody hit you, you hit them back. Like, how you teaching your kids this and you not doing that? Like, that don't even make any sense. Oh, you shouldn't be fighting, shouldn't. But don't you teach your kids that? Like, if somebody hit you, you hit them back. Like, and I had to like reason with people. Like, don't you tell your kids this? So why you ain't fighting? Like, I don't understand that. So why is it bad for me to fight? That's the golden rule. Somebody mess with you, you know what I'm saying? You mess with them back or whatever. And that's just the way it is. You don't let anybody punk you. But I'm at peace. I keep the peace. I'm at peace.
That's it.
I'm at peace. So I work hard for my peace. So I'm at peace. But there are antagonizers out there. They are. But the internet don't count. Like it just don't count. So there's no need to get up in arms over. And I tell people this all the time. Look, just tell them, look, come see me. They don't come see you, then it's a wrap. It's nothing more, nothing less. Oh, Sash, you can't be threatening people. And I ain't threatening nobody. In order for me to say that, you would have said something to me first. I, by law, have a right to defend myself, verbally, thus physically. Either way, I'm not doing anything wrong. I like how I just got South Carolina right there for a minute, but see how that just came out. See,
That Geechee came out.
yeah, it just come right. No, 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 no. My great grandma don't know nothing about no Geechee. That's why I had to ask, like. But then again, how would I know? She had her own language. I remember
Right,
explaining this to
it's Geechee.
people. She had her own language. I don't know what that was, but
Geechee.
my grandma couldn't understand her, and I had such a hard time. But I had to be around her to try to. And I always thought it was a speech impediment when it wasn't. They understood exactly what she was saying, and I had to learn it. So I couldn't speak it, but I understood what she was saying. Like I don't even know if it was a whole. I don't know if it was a different. I don't know. I just thought it was like this heavy Southern um accent, but I think it was deeper than that because I know some heavy accents, and that just wasn't it. And I wish we had like record could be recording at the time because she died in the 1996, and we weren't really worried. We didn't have smartphones, so back then. Isn't that amazing? Like we ain't had no smartphones. We didn't have not net one net like a smartphone or any like we weren't even into the internet wasn't even like popping like that like until later on like that's crazy. But yeah, and nobody thought to record. But that'd have been real nice. And once again, shout out to Omarosa. She from Low Country, South Carolina. That's my sis. And her ancestors came from the same plantation. It's mine on my grandfather's side, as thus the name, her last name, as thus her last name. Um, yeah. So
That's that Chi-Town brother that's coming on to today,
today,
3 p.m. Eastern.
no, in the no, tomorrow.
Excuse me, tomorrow. Okay. No, y'all seen him on Deaf Poetry Jam and a couple other stuff. I couldn't fit all of it.
How can I get on there? I got some poems. Do I
Put
need an
it up.
agent?
No, you don't need no agent.
No, I don't need. Okay. Or a manager or somebody.
Got this going on too. October 17th and the 18th, Prophecy of the Prophet, a Revolutionary Revival. 30 speakers, 4 full-length podcasts. This one will not be one of them. Over 40 master level classes that will focus on self-defense education by analyzing the life and legacy, an example of the immortal prophet in that turn of peace be upon him. All praise due to him. Okay? Over 40 masterful level courses that will focus on self-defense education. Yeah, I just said that. Put it again. Origins of the Black Panther Party, origins of the new Black Panther Party, Black history in the UK, Million Man March, Million Woman March, medical apartheid, and more and more and more and more. Okay, so that's going on. That's going on. That's going on. That's
I'm
going.
sorry, I laughed.
That's all good. Well, this is what I got right here. Boom. Let me show that again. You know, you can always spot your enemy because your enemy is always out of uniform. Okay. Okay. Always spot your enemy because your enemy don't look like everybody else. Out of uniform. Doing their own thing. You're always surprised when they get caught on camera. You want to call your enemy anything other than your enemy. Okay? They don't look like this. They don't look happy to be with you. Okay? They don't look like this. There's no mistake in this.
He
They're really supposed to be looking like this. That's what they're supposed to be looking like. Oh man, look. Faster than he could get his guard up right there. See that? Black on top, white on the bottom. Ain't gonna be nothing but bloodshed. You see that? Boom. Bloodshed. And he was talking to him. What's my name? Devil. I need a shirt with just that on it. You see Luke Cage put Muhammad Ali on the wall at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Cage. Okay? Luke Cage. I'm back watching that again. I said I was going to be watching Back to the Future. I said, fuck that. Let me put on Luke Cage. Let me put on Luke Cage. Watching that episode where Luke Cage get his ass beat and get knocked into that water. That's just a great thing to watch.
I don't even want to talk about Luke Cage. Ain't no more.
He should have died in that part. Right?
Yeah, I'm kind of like salty about that whole thing. Still, like, I don't like that.
We should have known you was a stoops. The Nazi was trying to get him to have some peace. He said, "You need some peace, Missy Ward."
Mm-hmm.
Let me make my body. Missy Ward. I said, "Fuck that peace shit you talking
Look, he was about his business. He came from the islands up to New York City.
about this business."
You just don't go roll up in somebody's hood and then, but he did.
My boy said, "Johnny." When people see you, they don't know what to say. They just call you by your name and shit.
Yeah.
Don't call me Bushmaster now. He made the greatest interest in the universe. That was it. Cut that boy head off. You didn't engage old boy right away. He had to study and train. He sent the pawns out there to see how it was going to go. It's like, all right. And if I want to live, now you can't live. Yeah. I should just watch it again from the beginning. Season 2.
They gave Black Lightning 5 seasons. That
Did they?
nonsense. Yeah, that nonsense. Yeah.
That's what I say, the Black Light. That's what I got to say about Black
He
Light.
made
You
all
see it again?
kinds of
Boom.
He made all kinds of mistakes.
Boom. I think I would use this when people be talking some BS. I'm like, you know what? Boom. Show that. Boom. Be my new button right there. Ain't nobody gonna see it the way my connection be going. Boom. Start doing all my shows in the middle of the night. 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that's when I do my shows. I don't know about that. Like what you say? Boom. Did we cover everything for today?
I think so. I mean, there was really no clear. It just kind of wang it, but I think
Hey,
that was
that's
good
what
for a winging. Yeah.
we chilling. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah, I
was
think that was good
like
for a
August. It
winging,
was
right?
crazy serious. You know what I'm saying? We got
Yeah,
a
because we've
couple of
been
days.
serious. We've been serious a little bit. I mean, it was warranted though, but I mean, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, revolutionaries um have fun too, you know.
yeah. We got a couple of days this month though that can't fail. You know, the 20th and the 21st. Jean-Jacques Dessalines. We're gonna get real Dessalines and Kwame Nkrumah the next day after that. So there's a couple of days where we get serious. 20th,
I
21st.
mean, it's Black Reading Month, and I
Black
got
reading.
Frederick Douglass on deck because of
What are you
yesterday.
reading? What are you reading?
Frederick, I'm reading about Frederick Douglass. Um, after seeing like Glory again, it was like I need to do some extensive research because I only did research on Frederick Douglass when it had to do with the feminist movement, the white feminists, you know what I'm saying, the suffrage movement, and his name is mentioned um through and through. So that's the only
This is
thing
my
that I
reading for
was
Black
dealing with
Reading Month.
Frederick with. Huh?
This is my reading for Black Reading Month. Shout out. Let
Yeah,
it mind.
and yeah, and it's other books as well that I have. Um so yeah, and plus all of the reading that I have to do for this uh course that I'm teaching. Okay. So I have to keep up with that to make sure I don't forget anything. So all of that, and it's all African related materials, philosophical materials. So yeah, so I mean my reading is crazy this month.
It is.
Very crazy.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Let me read something good and edifying for the soul before we leave.
All
Okay.
right. All right.
Jonathan, my younger brother, understood this point perfectly. The purport of the raid on the Marin County Courthouse was more significant far than its calculable effects. I knew him well, since he was and still is my alter ego. He went to liberate and to educate with aggressive and free action. He knew that as he proceeded in liberating, there would be more action. He wasn't a speech maker, and neither am I. Escape from the myth, the hoax, by moving people into action against the terror of the state, counterterrorism, is the real significance of the August 7th affair. To Jonathan, the striking exposure was audacity, audacity and more audacity. Theory and practice, strategy and tactics were based in his mind on actual confrontation within this particular historical development. He must have calculated that focal army activity that was hidden in nameless operating where the objective conditions for revolution already existed and had existed for dozens of decades would survive and grow. At the same time, the Black Panther political apparatus continued to develop its autonomous infrastructure. Proof of his theory was built right into action. 5 desperate men were offered arms as a means to freedom. 3 took them. Watch when you circle. He said 5 will offer arms for freedom. 3 took them. And I want to read this last little part right here. Acceptance of enslavement is deeply buried in the pathogenic character types of capitalism. It is a result of the sense of dread and anxiety, which has a lot of all men, which is a lot of all men under capitalistic rule. Compulsive behavior and disordered obsessional longings are actually made synonymous with character in our disordered society. But to emphasize these conditions before explaining institutions from which they have sprung is to confuse effect with cause and further cloud the point of attack. So far, cultural analysis has established the psychosis that is so ingrained, the institutions so centralized, that what is needed is total revolution. The armed struggle between the have-nots with their vanguard and the haves with their airlings, or macabre freaks that live through them. Civil war between at least these two sections of population is the only purgative. Total revolution must be aimed at the purposeful and absolute destruction of the state and all present institutions. The destruction carried out by so-called psychopath outsider whose only remedy is the destruction of the system. This organized massive violence directed at the source of thought control is the only realistic therapy. Damn. 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 That's my black reading one. Extra.
And on that note, that's too advanced. That reading it right there is too advanced. That's why I try to bring it back to movies to make it understand, make black people understand what I'm talking about. Giving examples, you know. You do a good job with that too. But just saying, like, we have to go to cinema and music and all these things to get our people to
Right.
understand, better. They
I
think we
guess.
making up stuff.
There I go. Look, with our home statement, I guess. I guess.
This is all for the betterment of the nation,
Right.
our nation. That's what it's about. That's what it's all about. And I take what my ancestors and my elders who are alive today that all teach that you can't be a sovereign nation when you have other people within it. Don't work.
Don't worry.
Anybody who teach against that is the enemy.
Enemy.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Marcus Garvey wasn't having it.
Definitely not.
Booker T. Washington wasn't having it. And I'll have that debate. That I'll debate.
What were we debating? What you want to debate?
No, I'm saying I'll debate anybody on Booker T. Washington being a black nationalist.
Who?
Booker T. Washington.
So what they say he wasn't?
Right. Called him a coon, accommodationist or whatever. Man, you need to look at what an accommodation is and who gave him that title. Who called him that.
You want to debate on here? You and I? Want me to
Yeah,
take the
nah.
other side?
Well, no. There's only one side you on. I'm sorry. No.
Oh, you know what? Okay.
I don't agree.
When,
I disagree with that whole
I can debate the other
notion.
side.
No, I disagree with that. That's European thinking. It's only one side and it's the right side.
It isn't. Yeah, it's only one side.
It's only one side, it's the right side. I'm not with that European thought.
What's the wrong side?
European thought.
What happened when you're on the wrong side? What happens to you?
What happens to you if you're on the wrong side?
Yeah.
You mean what's supposed to happen?
Yeah, because it happens. Right? Yeah, what happens?
If you're on the wrong side, you're supposed to be eliminated. Period.
Boom.
It's only one side. You only here to argue one side, your side. That's it.
That's it.
I can argue both sides. Blah, 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 blah. Out of here.
Boom. That's what you're telling. Right there. Like, wake up. You dead.
Never play a devil's advocate ever.
No,
Never ever.
that's when they think they're getting smart. They be like,
I
"Oh,
know. That's the devil and his advocate.
1/3 of the population of the South is of the Negro race. No enterprise seeking material, civil, or moral welfare of this section can disregard this element of our population and our reach and reach the highest success. But I convey to you, Mr. President and Directors, the sentiment of the masses of my race when I say that in no way have the value and manhood of the American Negro been more fitting and generously recognized than the managers of this magnificent exposition at every stage of its progress. You're talking about America, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is a recognition that will do more to cement the friendship of the two races than any occurrence since the dawn of our freedom. Not only this, but the opportunity here afforded will awaken us among a new era of industrial progress. Ignorant and inexperienced, it is not strange that in its first years of our new life, we begin at the top instead at the bottom. Listen to what he's saying. That a seat in Congress or the state legislature were more sought than real estate or industrial skill. That the political convention or speaking had more attraction than starting a dairy farm or truck. Look at this analysis that he gives. A ship lost at sea for many days suddenly sighted a friendly vessel. From the mast of the unfortunate vessel was seen a signal. Water, water, we die of thirst. The answer from the friendly vessel at once came back, cast down your buckets where you are. The second time, the signal, water, water, send us water, ran up from the distressed vessel and was answered, cast down your buckets where you are. A third and fourth signal for water was answered, cast down your buckets where you are. The captain of the distressed vehicle, at last heeding the injunction, cast down his buckets and came up full of fresh sparkling water from the mouth of the Amazon River. To those of my race who depend on bettering their condition in a foreign land, or who underestimate the importance of cultivating friendly relationships with the southern whites who is their next door neighbor, I would say cast down your buckets where you are, cast it down and making friends in every manly way of the people of the races by whom we are surrounded, cast it down in agriculture, mechanics, in commerce, in domestic service, and in their professions. And in this connection, it is well to bear in mind that wherever the other sins of the South may be called upon to bear when it comes to business, pure and simple, it is in the South that the Negro is given a chance in the commercial world, and it's nothing in this exposition more eloquent than in emphasizing this chance. Our greatest danger is that in the great leap from slavery to freedom, we may overlook the fact that the masses of us are to live by the production of our hands and fail to keep in mind that we shall prosper in the proportion as we learn to dignify and glorify common labor and put our brains and skills into common occupations of life. Shall prosper in proportion as we learn to draw the fine line between the superficial and the substantial, the ornamental gewgaws of life and the useful. No race can prosper until it learns that there is much dignity in tilling the field as in writing a poem. It is at the bottom of life we must begin, and not at the top. Nor shall we permit our grievances to overshadow our opportunities. That's just a little bit. I got the rest right here. I can just keep on, but I'm a chill right there.
Can you backtrack a little bit real quick before we go? The part where you mentioned industry.
Industry.
Yeah, you remember that part you have read?
I mean, that was what the whole part of what I was talking about when we
Right,
talk
right. So,
industry. It says, "Cast
so
down your buckets where you are, cast it down and make it friends in every manly way. Of the people of the races of whom we are surrounded, cast it down in agriculture, mechanics, in commerce, in domestic service, and in the professions."
so in a nutshell, what is it saying about that? In a nutshell, like for regular people to understand.
He's telling you, cast down your buckets where you are. He's saying that this analogy, 80 to 90% of the skilled labor force was our people. And he was saying this is where we got our leverage at. You know, these delusions of grandeur of trying to go into public office and all this other shit that was going on. He was saying that this is not where we're going to be at. We're going to have to control them. We can control them through these, right here. You see what I'm saying? Like when you in control of labor, when you control of goods and services, when you're control in the industries, if you control the industries, that's how they was able to build up America.
There we go. Now, that alone, and when we talk about black revolution and um black what do they call us? Radicals, and they try to link that to Marxism, where Marxism um demonizes industry.
Right.
Now you see the problem here, and this is what I was trying to like bring out. Now,
They
why
show the
would they
left
do
hand
that? Why would they link
and
that
the right
together?
hand. They tell you that there's an the enemy of industry. Cotton was an industry. Tobacco
Mhm.
was an industry. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like so,
Mhm.
they're saying, okay, where basically where is these fucking people in the north going to get their shit from? You see what I'm saying? So either you work here, wherever you work, you have this in mind that okay, this is how you're going to be able to procure a space for your own. When you learn them skills for yourself, you'll never be without those means. You can supply your own people. You see what I'm saying? Like to me, it was saying in regards to that was use this for the time being, but be planning your move. Marcus Garvey came with the same idea after. That's why he had the Universal Negro Improvement Association. So this is what he was doing. Like he had one that was in Jamaica and one that was over here in the United States. So they was working in tandem for the move. So when you go back, this was the Back to Africa movement. You don't just go there and be some fucking degenerate. You're going back with viable skills that can be used for the development of Africa, the further development of Africa. You see what I'm saying? So, like, this is what that whole thing was about, and this is what the conversation is now. It didn't change. You gonna go over there and be a bum, or what? Nah. They got they don't ain't no homeless over there. You gonna go over there and think you're gonna be homeless? Nah, that shit don't work. You see what I'm saying? So you have to look for wherever you're gonna go, whatever you're gonna do, because this is a wrap. If you think you're gonna stay here until the floods come, you mistaken. See what I'm saying? They're gonna kill you beforehand. So wherever you're gonna go, you identify that place and you identify a need in that place, and this is how you structure your skills around learning those skills, just like they come from every other place to here. And they came here and they ran this motherfucker into the well went dry. The well is dry here. The well is dry. You're still waiting for stimulus checks and shit like that. And if money was something, they wouldn't be giving it out. So you better put your eyes on what's going to be next and move accordingly because you ain't got a lot of time. It's going to come to a point where you're stuck here. My buddy said he was going to build a wall. That's a restriction to travel. You couldn't go nowhere. Couldn't leave the country. Couldn't leave your damn house for a while. They laughed at that wall and said he wasn't going to build a damn wall. I'd be damned if he ain't built one. Where you going? And how you got to travel with your damn face covered. So this is something that we didn't learn from the 1800s until now. Still ain't learning that lesson about skilled labor. They took all the skilled labor jobs, went from 80 to 90 on one side, 20 on the other side, 10 to 20 on the other side, to like 90 on this other side with these devils, and less than 5% on our side in regards to skilled labor. Learning these trades and these trade industries and how they operate. And they tore up this place to practice. And they still can't build nothing that lasts. They call it a whole job, right? Plumbing, electricity. They go fix your car, you be back in 2 months. They ain't nothing that built to last. They can't build anything. So these manufacturing plants where all of this stuff comes from, all of these assemblies that go into the car, these appliances, all of these places, and nothing lasts. When you're dealing with temporary, it's temporary. Because ain't no money. That ain't how capitalist society functions. They need that shit to only work for a certain amount of time. So you can keep on coming back and they can raise the price and they can further capitalize off of your mind in regards to your need. You think you need this shit right here. One of the old definitions of marketing was they have since moved away from it, but they still operate in the same mind space. Was to get people to buy stuff they don't need with money they don't have. And if you look at it, this is how the debt system continues to stay in circulation. No money now. Oh, pay this, blah, 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 monthly fee for whatever, for something you can't own. No matter what it is, you can't own nothing here. So you got a whole debt system dedicated to the transfer of debt in a cycle. And through clever and artful psychology, they continue to move to get you to want stuff you don't need with money you don't have.
The Communist Manifesto makes it a point to tell everyone that the white man suffers because of industry, right? That's the whole point of it. So the strategy here was to kill black business. And we see that through the linkage between uh, uh, black radicalism, that's what they call it, and communism. So wherever you see that, it's always linked, right? So the industry, it was like the turn of the century. So they were bringing in, manufacturing, right? So who would profit from that the most? It would be us, right? We know that post slavery or in between that time, I guess before slavery, because you know you have free blacks and people like that, and then after slavery, if you worked on a plantation, there was no way that you could work on a plantation and try to make deals with people because it wasn't your land. They said, you know, you produced it, you're working on it, uh, having part ownership of it or whatever the agreement was. You had to go uh to your master, quote unquote master, to get permissions to actually do business in that capacity, right? So the answer would usually be no. Like, absolutely not. I'm going to reap the benefits of all of this because it is my land. I don't care if you work it or whatever, whatever. So then you have Booker T. Washington saying, this is what we need to do, black people. Um, and we need to stay in it and stick with it because this is going to be big business for us, right? And you said this was something that UNIA also pushed. It was a reason why they pushed these things. And then, obviously the strategy behind it, white supremacy comes in and destroys that whole idea. Why? Because it hurts the white man. He had no place in it. He had none. So this is where you get your Communist Manifesto. It beats up on the financiers, which they call the oligarchs and all of these, whatever, whatever. But guess what? These people look out for their own people. People who wrote the Communist Manifesto, all the oligarchs, saying we're losing in this revolution. So, industrial revolution. Why is the word revolution there? So, in simple words, this is how I explain it to um, my pupils, and I just give a whole different perspective because if you read things one way, the way it's supposed to be taught, the white supremacist way, where there's no understanding, you can be taught anything. So, yeah, so that's why there was restrictions on black people doing business, even if they did have agreements with their their prior slave masters or whatever, post, I guess, slavery or whatever, um, they would still need to go get permission. And then there was a time where black people just could not buy land. Like, it just wasn't. When they were giving away free land, white people were going declaring it and daring black people to do it. So, that lynching thing was a mug. It was used to um, deter black people from um, doing for self. So yeah, the setup, I see it is clear. Anything you want to add to that, sir?
No. Okay.
You just have to look at my timeline from what I'm talking about. So when the industrial revolution started, when the industry come where it started, um, the turn of the century, they saw things changing, and it just wouldn't benefit them. And then you see the actual workers, the blue collars, actually are the ones with the powers in their hands. You have to link that to um, something evil, as if it is taken away from, and it was taken away from the white man. So they had to turn it in a way to make it look like something that it wasn't. Communism, socialism is not the way. It's not the way. Anybody supporting that nonsense is not for black liberation at all. That is what my sisters would call it, agents. You know, those are black agents for the white man. Anybody who supports that nonsense, because they don't have a understanding of what it is actually. And I just don't, especially from like black scholars of today, I don't know why they don't get it. Like, I'm reading like lots of dissertations, and I'm like, and I'm reading it from, it's usually, some other person other than a black person will get, they have the gall to go in and call people out, and, they like to do that, but I have not seen that yet out of what I've been reading. I understand if black people don't want to go there because they're trying to get their doctorate and they're not going to have anything stop them from getting it. So they don't want to mess up their chances at it or whatever. And to get like a label put upon them or something, they want to stay clear and clean as possible. So I don't expect much out of those papers. But these other papers, it's just, I mean, even with them, they're blind. So yeah. Which is keeping me out of the doctorate programs, okay? Just saying. I can't do it. Like, with all that, I can't. It's just too much. It's too much controversy. I bring too much. It just won't work out for me.
I don't
So
blame.
it's just another way to destroy black business, communism, socialism. The end.
The end.
And people, and you know what? No, it's one of our listen. It says you think it's all about you and your people. It is. Everything they do has us in mind. Everything. And don't ever forget that. Everybody has an opinion about us. Everybody's injected their nonsense into our community. This is 24/7. So, yeah, it's not a big head. It's just a fact. You will say, that's right.
That's
Q.
right.
Yeah. Q. I got to cue you.
Yes.
It gets too late, and I got to chop, chop.
Fucking chop.
Q. I got your Q. Hello.
I just seen some BS and I'll show it to you after we done.
Uh oh. BS, like I care. But,
Yeah, I know you're not. You're not gonna care. I just got to show you this. I'm telling you. I wonder how much it cost. I got to
everything
see it.
they do is for your destruction. Who said that? Hmm.
You know, that's our way of life over here. You live like that. Our religion. Let's see. Oh,
What? 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 I'm just left outside, like not knowing, like, I'm just outside, like, what's going on. Like,
are we
it's not a
done?
great feeling.
Are we done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Well,
Cue to shalom. Shalom.